Welcome to one of Australia's bucket list adventure riding locations, the spectacular, beautiful yet rugged Gammon and Flinders ranges in South Australia. Immerse yourself into this adventure as I and two other riders explore this remarkable geological wonder for the very first time. The Flinders Ranges has been a personal goal of mine ever since my father passed away 8 years ago, as it was a location he too had once visited that burnt an everlasting memory into his adventurous spirit. For me to be able to finally ride my DRZ400E known only as Sally and create my own lifelong memories allows me to experience and share what he once did. This ride is for you, my dad. How I miss you so.
As you would have seen in the intro, guys, the Gammon and Flinders ranges, as I see it, 3 riders getting amongst it. This is an adventure within an adventure. We've done a 4,000 plus kilometre adventure ride from Sydney to the Flinders to Sydney, but there's just so much to be had in this section of the world. I thought I'd make a standalone video of all the highlights, which right now is an emu running on the road. But what a great location to be commencing the entry into the Gammon and Flinders ranges. So stick around whilst we get around this emu, and hopefully you can see all the highlights and I can explore as many tracks as I can to show you what my thoughts are on such a range. Just to put this Flinders ranges video in a bit of perspective, because it probably doesn't make sense from where we started, we're 3 days into an 8-day adventure ride, 4,000 plus kilometres from Sydney to the Flinders to Sydney in a big horseshoe shape. But on day 2, my mighty Sally went from doing 450 kilometres fuel range down to 320, and I've got a major problem with my carburetor all of a sudden, but no time to fix it. It's certainly not leaking, so I'm carrying jerry cans and fuel bladders just to pull off this trip, which is really hindering my riding ability, but that's fine. We've got Rowan on the T7. He's got a broken metatarsal, which he had 4 weeks before his trip, but he didn't want to miss out, so he's just putting up with pain. And then you've also got me. Today I had a bit of a crash outside of Cameron's Corner, and my right leg got pinned. I heard a whole heap of crunching and tearing noises, and my right knee is not doing what it should be doing. It's very painful, but I don't really want to miss out. I can ride, but I can't walk and turn my foot in certain directions, so I'm really praying that I don't regret that tomorrow when I wake up. But that is us at this point in time. So we've got some real life issues, but the trip must go on if it can go on, and right now it can go on. Rowan is fast becoming one of my good riding buddies. Welcome to the Gammon Ranges, my friend. Glad to be sharing it with you. Still wish you would have taken your DRZ400E though, but I understand. And it turns out emus live amongst the hills too. How cool is this? Come on, mate. How fast you going? 40k an hour. Oh, he's putting the hammers down. Come on, mate. Go with your buddies. Good on ya. They run so funny. What a crazy animal. That was pretty cool to experience. We've had heaps this trip, but each little moment is unique in itself. To be able to ride next to such an animal. Oh wow. Didn't expect that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Oh, it's crazy. What an enjoyable moment. Oh, this is the real deal. I need to sit down for this because I got a jerry can that bucks me in the butt. Hold on, Lance. Going for the ride. That was a fair income hill. this is pretty cool. Getting real close to either side of the gorge, mountains, cliffs. Oh, she is rocky, and they're sharp rocks too. Really jarring. Tell you what, Rowan and Anthony, we are bloody lucky blokes. Considering one's got a broken foot, one's got something wrong with his knee, we got fuel problems, but we're still making this happen. So excited to be out here, even though it's hard going. So excited to be able to bring you along for the ride, put you on a pretty, what's been a spectacular route thus far. Look at this old ruin. Definitely something that time has forgotten. Looking very sad indeed. Just to think that people used to live out here, work in the land, like, it's a pretty harsh environment. Pretty harsh indeed, like it's just rock and more rock. It certainly doesn't look too alive right here. These trees are looking pretty well dead. We're about 20 kilometers west of Arkaroola on someone's property. Don't know the name of the track off the top of my head. It looks pretty sad here, to be honest. Very harsh indeed. There is just nothing here, eh? You just go through sections of trees and then just sections of what can only be described as a very drought-ridden area. Look at these big kangaroos. Big reds. Fair few of them. And they're completely at home in this landscape. As I encroach closer and closer to this mountain range, I've got to give a shout out to my father. Passed away 7 odd years ago, but the Flinders Ranges was one trip he did in a 4-wheel drive with my mum, and he loved this place. He loved it so much, and it's so nice to be able to experience what he once experienced. Just a shame that he's not here riding with me, because we did speak about such a location. But yeah, Freddie, I understand why you loved it, mate. It is bloody spectacular, that is for sure. We haven't got too much longer in the Gammon ranges, as we have to start making our way to the Flinders ranges, but it's just putting on an absolute show for us. And the weather, we cannot complain about the weather. Normally I get rain, snow, whatever happens, I just sort of deal with it, but we have just been absolutely treated to mid-20s, a light breeze. Still hot work on the slow stuff, but ultimately you couldn't ask for anything more. Not too cold in the mornings, not too hot in the days. Perfect stuff for exploring. Back into some area where we just got all these dead trees again. Wonder why just certain sections, maybe it's a certain species of tree. I mean, I think they're dead, maybe that's what they're meant to look like, but yeah, I don't know too many trees that don't have any sort of foliage on them. How good is it to be able to park a handful of bikes? Almost looks like Grand Canyon type stuff, doesn't it? But it's not. This is Australia, and it's the Flinders Ranges and Gammon Ranges. No bloody Grand Canyon around here. Wow. Not bad, eh, Rowan?
Beautiful. You're not wrong, it does look a lot like the...
Yeah.
It gives the tyres a workout.
Yeah, the tyres are definitely getting flogged.
Look at these, man.
Yeah, you'll be right, mate.
Some little chunks there.
Let's go. Whilst I traverse this and come down it, one thing I'm struggling with is I want to be standing so much more, but my knee gives me all sorts of dramas the more I stand. I need to get a few more days out of it yet. Hey, don't attack. Hey, whew, this one wants to go us. Sorry, Mum. Don't attack. I didn't wanted to go Sally. Lucky she had a roaring friend and a T7 behind her. I don't mean to scare me, but you got to get past them. We're just about to finish the Arkaroola to Ballacuna loop ride. I'll put the official name in the video, but we've just been blessed with the finishing points of this track. Well maintained, back into the gorge-like country. I mean, it's just, and it's public access. It's, you don't have to pay for this route, you just do it. Unbelievable to ride through such terrain. Just before we leave the Gammon Ranges, we're going to see if we're on time to suss out Lake Frome. There you go, Lake Frome is 38 kilometres one way, as long as you no access after 3 p.m. Don't know if that means you're going to leave before 3 p.m. or be out by 3 p.m. We have got time though. So we're going to push out to Lake Frome. We've got about an hour and a half to get there and back, which we will do, providing the trails like this. But I've always wanted to come out here. I've seen it on the map. No doubt it's going to be empty and just a pile of white, salty looking sand, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be epic regardless. But it's blowing a gale on this trail. I didn't even mean to rhyme that, but fair income, the wind. The excitement of what's to wait, this rushed Lake Frome visit, and the reality is I don't really know what to expect. Oh, this is so exciting. I don't know why this is so exciting. We've just been smashing out some Flinders Ranges and Gammon Ranges type tracks, and now I'm just super pumped to be coming out on this straight track to Lake Frome. Probably because the excitement is based on our time limit. We know we've got to get there and back in a hurry, so we're all just pumping it, and this track's allowing us to do so as well. Oh, we've got sand riding. I didn't expect that. My sand riding's rusty as. Stand up and lean back is what I've been taught, self-taught. Oh, we're getting close, we're getting close. That is unbelievable. But no, you're not allowed to drive on it. You're only allowed to walk on it. So there it is, guys. Massive, massive salt flat right out there. Unfortunately, with my bung knee and Roland's bung foot, we're probably not going to walk out there, and we don't really have time, but I just wanted to come here. I wanted to see it. I don't care if I don't have to spend much time here. I just wanted to get eyes on it. It's pretty grand, actually. Pretty grand indeed. Hey, Sally, old girl. Getting it done. Poor bike.
Incredible, isn't it? The size of it.
Yeah. Awesome. Come on, big dog. Well, we came, we conquered, and we're left again. That's going to be a 70-kilometre round trip for 5 minutes of viewing. Oops, sand, sand. Oh, sand. I hate sand. Come on, Lance. For 5 minutes of viewing, just to tick the box. Thanks Rowan and Ant for coming with me, because I really wanted to just see that. I know it's short-lived, but I've came, that's the main thing, and I survived it. Have a look at this. It's hard to describe, but I guess if you've been here, you live in the area, you know what to expect. I have seen things online, but when you're out here, you just feel like you're on a different planet. It is just so unique, the way these mountains just pop out of the flatness, the colour of the earth. It is just so strange to be riding through when I'm so used to the things like the Sydney Blue Mountains, but just like another planet. Well, would you have a look at this? The Flinders Ranges also has grass. I haven't seen grass in about 2,000 kilometers. Not grass like this. Sensational. Flinders Ranges has a little bit of a surprise. Grass. Glass Gorge Scenic Drive next on the agenda. A couple other pit stops along the way. This guy's got the whole road taken up. Thanks, mate. And let's see what it's all about. I've heard a lot of good things. I put a shout on social media for people to throw out some tracks for me, and this was one of them by popular demand. We're on a pretty rough track at the moment in terms of loose, sharp looking rocks, so definitely got to pay attention not to hit the wrong rock at the wrong angle or wrong speed, get a silly flat. Come on, Rowan, throw the T7 around, mate. Unfortunately, Rowan has got a cracked rim as well. It's just hanging in there, and we're hoping it doesn't become a trip ender. Just got to keep an eye on that. For any first time Flinders Ranges riders, adventurers like myself, this is the sort of stuff you get to witness. I believe that is looking out west towards potentially Lake Eyre, or close to, and you know, every mountain, every peak, every track has something spectacular to offer. Any rider of any skill set, really, you've got to get out here. This is, yeah, unbelievable in terms of adventure riding. Unbelievable. Oh, I definitely chose a shitter path. That's what I get for trying to overtake. Hoo, 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 hoo. Come on, Sally. What an awesome track. Nuckalina Mine, 14 kilometers. Let's go. Public access. Yep. That is us. Alright, I've been pretty excited about this track. I don't think it's anything crazy, but pretty scenic, and from understanding, something pretty cool to see at the end of the track. What do you think, Anthony? Not bloody bad, eh? This is a fantastically maintained road. No doubt it gets in worse condition at times, but it's kind of like a break from what we've been doing, yet you can still push it just a little bit without getting any more fatigue, and you can sit down, which is what I needed greatly, and just take in some of the sights as you go. Oh, that is cool. That is definitely one of the better ones we've seen on this trip. Fantastic. That might even be worth a walk to, with one guy with a broken foot and one with a broken knee. I reckon, Rowan, we can do that, mate. I must say that chimney type structure appears to be built very, very well, and proving the test of time. Well done to the ladies and gentlemen that built that. Wow, pretty impressive indeed. That's a decent structure in terms of a size. Wow. Some decent sized rocks chucked in there too. The town of Blindman. We've made it. Hopefully a nice refreshing drink for some weary travellers, excited travellers, but I'm actually feeling a bit of fatigue. Day 5, nearly 3,000 kilometres. It'll be nice to give the body and bike a bit of a break for a second. Let's have a look here where the boys are. Oh yeah, this would do me. So we're just leaving Blindman now and make our way down to Wilpena Pound, but via some dirt. But apologies to the gentleman I just met out at Blindman. Sorry if I came across as a bit rude with my busted D, and I was just feeling a bit down in the dumps, so I just went and sat down. But thanks so much for coming and saying hi and having a chat. And he's got a DRZ400E with 50,000 kilometres with nothing done to it yet, and he's also done the Simo unsupported and solo, but just doing it for himself. So mate, you're a legend, credit to you, and pleased to meet you. I think for me a massive takeaway for the Flinders and Gammon ranges in terms of my experience and what I'm used to doing in terms of riding is how well kept the tracks are. Even the harder tracks, they're in good condition as far as I'm concerned, and how well signposted everything is. Even on the more remote tracks, every turn off we went on, there was a sign pointing you in the right direction, and I'm just not used to that. So it's you know, credit to South Australia for keeping this place in check. So this route is panning out Bunyaroo Gorge, and that should connect me back to the Tar and Wilpena Pound. Fantastic. Why would you do the Tar Road when you when you can do something like this? Would you just have a look what we're riding through? This area of the Flinders certainly has a lot more bigger trees and a lot more just overall growth in the area. But these tracks, if they were wet, they're that red dirt that just would make life miserable. No such thing today. We're just about to arrive in Wilpena Pound, but I'm not sure if it's Wilpena or Wilpena. Anyway, it's a pretty bloody grand entrance, but it's kind of sad because when we get into this town, we're going to get accommodation, as we've got 2 more nights of camping on this trip. But after tonight, we've only got Skytrek, and then we're on the way out of the Flinders already, and heading east to Sydney again. Still plenty of exploration to be had, but this is going to be sort of the sign of our time is done in the Flinders. Skytrek Willow Springs Station. It's business time. Might get the token photo in front of this one. 100%. I must say though, Skytrek is living up to its expectations. Out of all the paid routes I've done around here, this has by far got the most spectacular entrance. This is private property already, but just winding down this road to get there is it's setting the tone for a pretty cool loop to be done, that's for sure. Rowan's T7 had a cracked rim before we came, and they got it repaired, and it started to crack again at the repair site. So we do have a few concerns about that, but I think it'll be okay to push on. We're nearly finished the Flinders. Not ideal though at all, not ideal. Got a bit of rim anxiety, eh?
Rim anxiety,
Yeah, rim anxiety. It's a real thing. I reckon you'll be right, mate. I don't think it's grown since yesterday.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. And we've only got 30k of this track left, and then it's all big stretches home for you. You'll be right. Alright, Rowan, let's go. I can't see the dust. Pretty rocky, but nothing crazy at the moment. On your Rowan. That was pretty easy, that one. Come on, Sally. As we're travelling east out of the Flinders Ranges, it's become very windy all of a sudden, and I can't tell if the wind's blowing us to stay in the Flinders or blowing us to get out. It's sort of coming from all different directions. But I hope you enjoyed the adventure within an adventure. I've still got 1,500 kilometres to get home with the boys, but that is our time done in the Gammon and Flinders Ranges. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, comment, show your support. And I must say, if you're an adventure rider, 100% you need to visit the Gammon and Flinders ranges and spend a good few days exploring, and you will not regret it. On that note, wish me all the best for the trip home, and I'll catch you on the next video.